sensation. We all crave for you, we all crave. And you can kill the wildest thing. When you murder, it's a sin. In the midst of your conviction, we all crave for you, we all crave.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Laura Cornelius. You're watching the Global Poker League Summer Series live from Las Vegas. It is a double-header day. We've already seen one match. It was Dario Sammartino that took it down 2-1 for the Rome Emperors versus Pascal Lefrancois of top of the conference, Montreal Nationals. It's now time for another new match, and we have Joao Bauer of the Sao Paulo Metropolitans versus Fabrice Soulier of the Paris Aviators.
Eric, we're on.
Hey.
Hello, my babies, and welcome to the Global Poker League Summer Series. I am Joe Stapleton. He is Eric Dennis. What's up with the shirt, buddy?
I always have a cock on my heart.
Story checks out.
This is my official, beautiful Giroud jersey. I'm a big Giroud guy. I know you, having lived in London, you're a big Arsenal fan. Giroud, one of the stars for the Arsenal Gunner. No?
Not an Arsenal fan, no.
Okay.
The London Arsenals didn't care for them.
No, the Arsenal, yeah.
My team was the Tottenham Spurs.
Okay. Tottenham Hotspurs, yeah, or Spurs.
Tottenham
Hotspur.
The Tottenham Hotspurs.
There's no ham. It's Tottenham Hotspur or the Spurs.
I also was a big fan of the Chelsea Manchester Uniteds.
Those are very good. That would actually be a sick team, yeah. Coached by the same man anyway.
They got a lot of great kickers on that team. Good kickers. What's happening today?
Well, we have a really exciting match. I say that all the time. People don't believe me, but I'm not kidding here. Joao Bauer of the Sao Paulo Mets is one player that I've been really excited to see in the cube. Really one of the top online players.
Why do you think they're shooting us from the waist down? That's how excited I am for Joao Bauer.
Booyah! Yeah, the Sao Paulo Mets are in great playoff position right now, and really one of the surprise teams of the league. No surprise to Andre Akari. He knew he had assembled a really big team. I guess the only surprise here, Joe, is that their top two picks, they haven't fared so well, but the Brazilian contingency on this team, contingency, those guys have really done well for this team. So it's exciting to see, and it's great to see the passion out of those players. We saw Felipe Ramos, who could literally talk to us 24 straight hours about how great poker is in Brazil. Joao Bauer, a perfect example, one of the top cash game players and online, and also a very good tournament performer in that discipline. He gets to play a player that 2 minutes ago did not know he was playing. Fabrice Soulier making his way from the World Series of Poker to play this match and going right back after Davide Kataï, a late cancellation, a late scratch, as we would say in the sports world. So, for Fabrice, it's a return to the cube after the defeat to the LA Sunsets' Aaron Paul. We'll have to see what happens there, but big time competition. Two players that probably don't know much about each other either, so it'll be intriguing to see how the styles merge in that first match.
Well, speaking of Fabrice, let's speak to Fabrice. He's on the floor with Laura.
Thank you so much, Joe and Eric. Fabrice Soulier, manager of the Paris Aviators, now with me. Davide Kitaï was supposed to play. You've stepped in last minute. What's happened?
Yeah, I had to. I was supposed to play, and then he realized that the Belgium was playing today for the Euro at noon. So he said, "Hey, Fabrice, can we change the match? Can we change the time?" And I said, "No, there's a production team, there's a studio, they have all the lights and stuff. We cannot change the time, David, for a football match." So, and then we started negotiating, and I said, "I have no other players. They all play in day twos. I was myself in day two of the Monster Stacks." So I said, "What do I do?" So half an hour ago, I said, "Okay, I take a gamble. I'm going to gamble big time, and either I have 100 blinds and I can handle, the fact that I'm here for 2 hours and being cheap down, or I bust." So, and I busted. But at least I can play the match. I couldn't stand the fact that we were going to give 6 points and score 0. So
I thought that you were going to say you're going to have to run to play the Monster Stack, but it's another day one today. Is that right?
No, it was day two today. It was day two, yeah.
So Joao Bauer is playing. It was his debut in the cube today. Do you think he has more of an edge, not having been in there before, or not?
From what I've heard he was a super good player online. So yeah, I'm not, but I'm not scared. It's fine.
you've obviously been in there before, and it was versus Mr. Aaron Paul the very first day. Talk us through that. How was that?
It was really fun. It was, I mean, with the jet lag, I still feel like I had a dream. You know, I play with this guy, and the next morning I woke up, I'm like, whoa, did this really happen? You know, so it was a really fun day.
Okay, today should be good too, though.
Hopefully.
Slightly less people watching, but
Hopefully.
it should be fun. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Fabrice Soulier, back to you guys at the desk.
I can tell you one last person that's watching me, because I am out of here after a statement. I really can't do that, actually. We heard from Fabrice. We're not going to hear from Joao. I assume it's because of some sort of language barrier.
Yeah, maybe a little uncomfortable in the English language, although I had a nice conversation with him earlier. He seems like a very nice young man. But
He speaks English perfectly well. He just says, I don't do interviews.
That's true. He's very, very big like that in Brazil. Yeah. I mean, he's really
Superstar.
not pleasant whatsoever. Just really bad person. Kidding. He was a very nice guy. But, both of these players will have to make their way to the Rio very shortly. So maybe that's what they prefer to do, is to get in that cube and get her going very shortly.
As soon as they're in there, we're going to throw it down to them. What should we do until then? Should we look at some league standings?
Yeah, maybe. I think if we can pop up those Eurasian standings, we'll see how this match is very important for Paris, and that last second change is going to affect this team a lot. They've only played 27 matches, I mentioned earlier, but they're 8 points back of the London Royals, so there is opportunity here for this team to actually move up into the top 3, and that would make things really interesting, Joe. I really would almost want to see that. Well, almost want to see a 4-team race. I guess the bad news if Paris does well today, obviously, is that Berlin and Rome will just be even further back, and we might have 2 teams out of the playoffs, with 4 or 5 weeks left of the season, which is something that you never want to see, of course, in any sporting competition. You want it to go down to the wire. I think that might be more of a possibility on the other end of the spectrum, but on this side, it really does look like it's a 4-team race, and it could be a race for first between all those 4 teams.
How about we look at the other side of the world spectrum? Take a look at the American standings.
Yeah, flipping things around, you'll see there's 13-point difference here between New York and Las Vegas. Again, New York, a team that we expected to do much better. And Sao Paulo is a team that's been quite surprising, and that's a good thing. A full sweep here, they'd be 7 points back of LA, but I really do think for the moment they're looking for a playoff spot, and it looks like they're very comfortable in third. That is until something bad happens to them and the Rounders really put things into overdrive, because I do think at 99 points the Rounders have been a little disappointing so far.
You think
this
they've been
season.
underperforming and they're likely to start overperforming, or at the very least regular performing?
Yeah, we saw that from London earlier. The London Royals were one of the disappointments of the league, with that talent, but look at them now. They're really thriving.
All right, well, we are not going to know what happens today until we let these guys get into the cube and get virtual cards in the air. From what I understand, they are ready to go. Let's kick it on down to the cube.
Players, please enter the cube.
I like that she says please.
It's very polite.
Must be Canadian broad.
Suerte.
Forgot to mention our congratulations to Fabrice Soulier, who finished runner-up in a World Series of Poker event over the weekend.
Yeah, mixed games. I forget what they were. Omaha and 7-card stud, the $2,500 event. Nice piece of change. There's 6-figure score. But another second-place finish for Fab Soul in
Cha-ching.
a WSOP event. Finished second to Adrian Mateos in the WSOP Europe main event a few years back.
Breeze kicking things off. A-OK. Or 1 OK, I should say, since he's got a 10 and a king. It's good enough to win the first pot. Can't wait till Joao Bauer gets dealt 24. Make no mistake, Mr. President. Funny story about 24 season 2. I watched it in like a weekend, 24 episodes, and I really fell in love with one of the characters. I don't know if you saw it.
I've not, but I assume you mean Alicia Cuthbert.
No, actually.
Oh!
And I do know she's Canadian, right?
Yeah, that's not why she's hot, but yeah.
No, it was just sort of a side character from the first season, and I was like, I made myself this promise that if I ever saw her in person, I would ask her out. And then like the next day, I was at Target, and she was there, and I chickened out.
No, you didn't chicken out.
Yeah, I chickened out.
Oh, and at Target.
She was like in the greeting card section too, so there's like so many like ways to open that conversation.
Joe, I'm disappointed.
I was too nervous. I was shaking.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joao Bauer. That's a very tenuous Joao Bauer, Jack Bauer, 24, personal anecdote. You know, I was thinking of maybe incorporating this. If I could get a little round of applause for my tenuous anecdote. Don't forget, we'd like to hear your tenuous anecdotes. Chat with us, twitch.tv/GPL, or send us tweets, hashtag GPL.
GPL.
Oh, I thought I was... Oh, man, that is so my jam. So my jam. Oh, yeah. And by that, I mean a flush draw that misses on the river. That's my jam. Fabrice with the best hand. Caspad wants to know, Staves, how's the bananas business going, by the way? Yum. The thing is, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it here, but bananas are the official sponsor of the European Poker Tour. Yum, bananas.
They're delicious.
Tired of fruit without its own carrying case? Try bananas. Yum. And Fabrice gets a fold. Lots of reasons to get down to the Rio today for us. Fabrice said he wants to go play a tournament. Our pal Maria Ho is at a final table that starts in like 20 minutes. I'm going to go to the Rio today for the first time all summer.
Oh, yeah.
Because Maria asked me to. Is the only reason. Get sick to my stomach walking in there. And that's before I eat the food.
Oh. Poker Kitchen. Joe also at that final table. Faraz Jaka, who's expected in the cube tomorrow.
Joao starts off this hand dominated.
3 and 6.
3 Lady Kings. Happy Van Winkle asking if I'm a fellow homie. I am indeed.
And I am a Jakami.
A Jaka.
Yeah. A Jaka.
You're a Hoka.
Hoka.
I mean, the Ho isn't really the relevant part, but
that works.
Sounds better. Now it's Joao's turn to start off with the Lady Kings.
Matt Ricky asking if this match started earlier than what was scheduled. Nope. Well, welcome, Matt Ricky.
So I thought it was like an angry pencil break happening.
No, Fabrice needs to be hydrated. Was at the Rio, so probably caught something. Fun flush draw there for Joao. Fabrice is going to bet at this. It's about a third pot bet. Joao attempt something funny here.
Yeah, I mean, he's not thinking about calling.
Nope. Good hand.
Good fold.
Reaper Stacks asking, who's dealing these hands? It's Laura Cornelius. She physically puts a card out, and then our system then takes a picture of the card and puts it on screen. It's really It's really way too complicated. We're not the smartest.
Everyone wears many hats here in the GPL. Laura is no exception, except one of her hats is a riverboat casino dealer visor. You know, our boss's wife cooked me breakfast this morning, and I'm not sure if I should be worried about that.
What?
Yeah, and it was like plated beautifully. You got to see
She does plate beautifully.
You got to see this photo. I don't really take pictures of food, but I'd never had a home cooked meal that was plated this way.
You know, our wife's boss has 2 breakfasts every morning because she's up at 5.
I mean, look at that.
No way.
That's some TLC was put
Wait
into
a minute.
that
That's like a
meal.
balsamic reduction.
Yeah.
Look at Joe with the greens. Good for you, sir.
I mean, I didn't.
You didn't realize those were a good thing for you?
No, I like eating that stuff. It's just annoying to cook, so I didn't make a choice in what I ate. I just took what was given to me.
Well done.
Boltzmann Music says, why not make the dealing computer generated? Well, yeah, why is Laura back there?
As I mentioned, we're not the smartest. And
okay.
we needed something for Laura to do because she doesn't do much around
Oh,
here.
boy.
Except for 25 things, so.
I am sitting that conversation out.
What, John Newcomb asking for a breakfast cam? I think that's a good idea.
I'm just not going to be the pictures of your food guy.
Joe was a nervous breakfast for me this morning at 5:30 when the French actually were down 1-0 really early against the Irish. And we just took care of things and told the Irish, sorry, your Euro is over.
We've got a big pot brewing here, and Fabrice, who started off this hand dominated, has flopped pretty good. He is now 70% to win this hand, basically flipping pre-flop equity to post-flop. Reaper Stack said, Jack coming for justice. Joao is the bet to her here. He's drawn quite thin. Fabrice has decided to put in a big raise, thinking that maybe Joao's on a draw, trying to make him pay. Trying to make a fold hand that may have some equity against him, and as it stands, he did get the worst hand to fold, but 27% equity is not a hand that you always want hanging in there to the river. Nobody flops anything here. King high still good.
mini pot for Fabrice there. Increasing the lead, 2-1 now.
Sorry if I'm in and out right now, Eric. My old comedy partner, Scott Huff, is in the middle of what's going to be an epic series of tweets coming up later in the day, and I'm trying to give him some suggestions. Basically, somebody from J-Swipe accidentally texted him. So we're having some fun for right now, and hopefully it'll all be published later.
Hasn't something like this similar happened to Huff?
Yeah, he gets wrong texts all the time. It's awesome.
And I should not have called him Huff, of course, as I do not know him. Although we are Facebook friends.
Did he used to have a problem with that? Is that one of his things, being called Huff by people that
No,
don't?
but I don't know him, so I should call him
That's his name.
Scott.
No, what's the freaking difference? Who cares? Sir Banker Willie's just tuned in for the first time. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate the kind words. TJ, who says, no, Davide. Unfortunately, no. Davide is apparently 11 and couldn't not watch the football game. You know why? Because sports matter. Sir Banker Willie weighs back in and say, wow, this is really, really, really cool. Thank you. Hello there.
Congratulations to the Belgians. A 4-0 victory, and hey, guess who's coming to the GPL arena right now? Davide Katai. He probably
Why?
thinks he can tag in. He can't.
No. It's like changing a batter in the middle of an at-bat.
Well, I mean, he might have to explain to himself because Fabrice did tell us he had to go all in, basically, in the monster stack, either to double up or to go home, and he's here.
Slothra has a really good point here. It's like, hey man, like the Huff might be cool with it, but like I'm the Huffster, and even though like I think we're like totally pals and everything, like it would probably be better. Like it's just when I don't really know people and they call me, but like the Huffster, I'm super cool with everybody, but let's just start off with Scott.
Can I call him Scotty Too Hottie?
Scotty Too Hottie. Hey man, I'm the Huffster. Like it's cool, like whatever. I guess.
I guess if your show was called Huff and Stapes, then I can call you Huff.
Yeah.
And I can call you Stapes.
Yes.
By the way, I saw your Twitch show, Mr. Jamie Staples. You don't look anything like you.
Aww.
Oh.
Fabrice 3-betting with the slightly worse of it. And it's going to work, though.
Misclick.
Aha.
Bauer has done really well for himself in the league.
Okay.
6 matches played, 22 points, 2 victories. 1 out of 3 matches won, 13 points in 6 max, 9 points heads up. He defeated Faraz Jaka, who's at a final table at the World Series today, in Week 8 heads up action. Apologies, Joe.
I forgive you.
It's hot in there.
Someone asked earlier, any Bumble matches for me? I can't download the app. I think I've been banned. They asked for a reference. I said Joe Stapleton, and they said nope.
You're out, sir.
Nope. Also, to be fair, between matches, we did have a little problem of no Paris players here, so we had to figure stuff out. So
Needed a little break. Fabrice starts with the best hand. Joao does not flop much. 1 heart. He did have 2 overs. But I don't think this race is going to get to all 5 cards. Didn't even get to the 4th card. Winds at 6 and 1200. Fabrice with a 2-1 chip lead on Joao. And Fabrice has raised Queen 8 off. Joao 3-betting, Ace 10 suited. I think we see Fabrice ditch this most of the time.
We took a quick look at Joao's stats, but for Fabrice.
If I can put you on hold there for 1 second.
Please.
We've had a 4-bet from Queen 8.
Oh, yeah, stop me.
And I was hoping that maybe we'd see a little more action here. Can you fold Ace 10 suited?
Give me a 5-bet, buddy.
Whoa. You shove, I call.
You show if I call.
You shove, I call.
That's why I don't shove.
Ah.
If this guy was the real Jack Bauer, there'd be some very intense interrogation techniques happening right now. He'd be in here pulling down one of the studio lights,
Right in his face.
stripping it with his teeth. There's no chairs in the GPL is the only reason why Joao Bauer can't tie him to a chair and interrogate him. Joao's used over half of his total time bank. Remember, when that gets down to 0, players are in the hot seat. The hot seat will burn you 4 seconds to answer each call to action. Joao's used far more than that on this hand. He's been thinking for over 2 minutes. I don't know what you're doing when you're thinking for 2 minutes. What are you doing? It can't all be poker. Some of it's got to be like, did I leave the oven on? Are my parents okay? Oh, I forgot to send a birthday card to Uncle Mike.
Oh, you still shove?
There's the all-in. And the fold.
Good.
Almost even now.
Timing.
Really close to even. Reaper Stack says, what? 666. Lingara Chapin says, whoa. John Newcomb says, damn.
Seems like in Brazil in the cube, right? It's hot.
Is Laura also back there with stopwatches to keep time? Yes.
Good with her hands. Brees catches no piece.
You got it. Yeah, by far.
Pair of queens good. Blinds down 8 and 1600. Fabrice's turn with the ace 10. Joao flops best. Fabrice looking to hit an ace or a 10. He's betting anyway, though. Not so sure Joao's going to ditch a pair right away.
Eight is good.
8 is good.
Well done, Fabrice. I mean, he still lost the pot.
I mean, some would say if the 8's good there, then you can maybe bluff.
Yeah,
But hey, what do I know? I eat the heads off fish.
that's not good.
I know I'm not bluffing there. That's for sure.
You know, stop the jokes. There's a good hand here.
Oh, big time car crash hand.
3-bet. Yes.
Free bet.
8,000 to go.
That's correct.
But what if he's not calling? How much then? Just calls. Queen eye flop. Ace jack pretty much misses, has that gut shot to the nut straight.
I love how Bauer types in the amount, then takes his time and presses the button. It's cool.
Gonna make less mistakes that way. Let's see if Fabrice decides to raise or just call. I think without a flush draw out there, I tend to just call most of the time.
Hello.
Thor Serenity says, I can already smell the king.
That would make for a juicy river.
Oh, I thought he meant the guy outside named Rob King, who
Oh.
stinks. Sorry, I just picked that name at random, Rob the Hippie King. I didn't really mean... It just came. Just Rob was the first name I thought of. I'm sorry. So Fabrice's set of queens is good. Mad Rookie says, it's like a sauna in this queue. Sweating isn't really a tell. I totally agree. Totally agree. What's weird was that Dario Sammartino was not sweating at all, and he was wearing a long sleeve white shirt.
Yep. In pants.
I haven't been able to wear a white shirt all summer because I know I'm going to sweat right through that thing. So Joao checks to Fabrice, who he could be afraid of 7-9, could be afraid of Jack-9. He may just check behind. He could just check behind a set of queens here, huh?
He's got a full house.
That would be very tight then. To check behind.
Yes, it would be.
That would be so tight.
Wow. About a third of the pot? No, that's not half the pot. That's a good bet.
Joao's going to make him sweat this for 4 seconds and then fold.
You mentioned Fabrice sweating. What I was about to say earlier is that he's just returned from the ice-cold Rio into this boiling hot pot. So it's going to be there's going to be troubles adjusting here, right? He was ice-cold. Now he's monster.
I like to call it the Frio.
The Frio.
Or Frio is cold in Spanish. Or the brrrr.
It is the
Rio.
brrrr.
No, the
Rio.
yeah.
Were you in the Rio last year? How long have you...
I did not go into the Rio last year. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack. That's a straight. Versus top pair.
Are you aware that your favorite American chef, Guy Fieri, now at the Rio?
Guy Fieri's over at the Rio?
Yeah, he's replaced Buzios.
Oh, he's not actually at the Rio right now, like playing the 1500. He's...
Well, I don't think he can afford that.
Good fold on the turn by Fabrice. Blinds now 1,000, 2,000.
We'd like to say hello to Davide Kitai in the crowd. Congratulations to Belgium, moving on to the quarterfinals of the...
Hello, Davide. I hope it was worth it.
He's actually climbing the cube as we speak, trying to get in there.
This could get costly for Fabrice.
9 on the turn could have it turn his way, though. 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you get bonus points for a 6-card straight. Oh, you won't even get there. Bye-bye.
I like Dirt asks, who is Joao? Joao is the player on the left. Thank you for your question.
Yep. Joao Bauer. Very skilled online poker player. And live as well, of course. $620,000 in cashes online. He tournament victory as well. He won the Brazilian Series of Poker Sao Paulo event in February 2015, one of the premier events in Brazil. Don't kid yourselves, folks, but Brazil is booming when it comes to poker.
Did you fold that? Yeah. No way. I didn't have time to look at my cards and you already folded and I have 2 kings. Good fold.
Lee Christmas asks, do you think people will play the mind game or psychological aspect better in the cube next season? It doesn't seem like anyone is close to GTO mind games in the cube. I think some people are close. Kevin McPhee, Scott Ball.
Yeah, I think Scott Ball has made himself a very effective player in this league by playing mind games in the cube.
Jonathan Jaffe.
Yes.
But I also think that, yes, once season 1 is over, I think a lot of these players will get together, talk about their experiences, and then they'll figure out all the angles.
It's maybe better. We start 1 and 2, 25 bigs. Let's do it.
Top pair for Joao, bottom pair for Fabrice.
I like Dirt, that's correct. 600K lifetime live, but 2.4 million in tournaments online. But he's also a cash game, no limit hold'em, and PLO specialist. Speaking of no limit hold'em, he finished second in a scoop event just a few weeks ago and won a W Coop $215 buy-in event in 2010 for $335,000. So.
Oh, good for you.
I don't know why it didn't occur to me sooner that I had a soundboard on my computer. We could use a little spicing up of things around here, huh?
Do we have to pay for that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Not that one. I mean, that one is, I don't own it, but the other ones are fine.
Stuff.
I'm sorry. I'll just send you guys a basket of apology kittens.
Ah, yes.
Isn't it, though?
Well, you know, these people don't know you the way I know you, and for me, the Apology Kittens is my favorite Joey Stapes reference.
It's a callback.
Of course.
Some folks out there have had their experience with Apology Kittens. We are all in.
Okay.
King 9 ahead for now. Joao needs to hit. Diamond's no good for him anymore.
Oh, he's called it.
Needs to hit a queen or a jack. Nope.
Okay.
So Fabrice doubles up. Smile on his face.
Yeah, we're getting pretty shallow.
Fabrice through 5 matches, only 4 points in the league, 1 point in 6 max and 3 points against Aaron Paul. 10% efficiency rate, Joe, and that's, as you know, not very good, 10 out of 100. But he is picking things up. If he can win here, that's another few points for him, for his team.
Red alert, 11 big blinds for Joao Bauer. He is entering this pot dominated. Blinds up to 1,400, 2,800. Joao with 9 big blinds. He's got ace 6 suited. Fabrice is limped in. I imagine we're going to see Joao all in. No. Fabrice folds his 9 high.
A lot of air conditioning talk in the chat. You know, that's exciting. Just so you guys know, there is air conditioning in the cube. We're not that insane. But the lights are very warm, and with the stressful situation as well, it makes it even warmer. Do you know where there's no AC? Where we're at, Joe.
Correct.
We got a lot of lights too, because we need to look good.
Looks like Fabrice is going to get jammed on again. That's how you know the cube is real. Since he just jammed into jacks, he is going to get snap called. Wow.
Good spot, Fab.
10 for Fabrice. He's got outs. Club in the turn would be pretty juicy, too.
8 once.
10 and an 8.
Oh, he
Joao's the
asked
one who's
for
need to
it.
catch now.
Whoa.
It's probably coming.
No counterfeit on the end, so Fabrice manages
Thanks, Rob.
to win game number
Let's go out
1.
and breathe some fresh air for a minute.
So Fabrice got a little lucky there, but
Yeah.
you know, he did what he had to do. There was 9 big blinds. Of course, you're going to play aggressively against. So you can't fault him for catching the 10 and the 8. So.
No, and there's sometimes in 6-max action earlier this year as well that he was extremely unlucky. So, you know, reverse that fortune.
Yeah.
He will take those points.
There's more to a poker match than the final hand, also.
Right. Yeah. No, he's very happy with those 3 points. They're at 98 points. So another game victory today will push the Aviators over 100 points. So good start for Fabrice, and I think it was a fun match, right? Joao played really well as well. So we'll have to see what happens in this next one.
Yeah, so what does this mean? So 3 points now go to the Paris Aviators.
Yeah.
Desperately needed points.
Yeah, and they're 5 poents behind Hong Kong and London, so just in good shape suddenly.
Wow, okay.
You know, and pushing 15 points now ahead of Berlin, so there's a lot of... those bottom 2 teams in Europe are really cheering for the Sao Paulo Mets this afternoon.
So if Fabrice can manage to pick up 6 more points, that's significant damage.
Yeah, for sure. That team would move up to second in the league, so that would be a very welcome news for the team and for a player that was not supposed to be in this lineup just 30 minutes before the match.
I wonder if during his interview, if Fabrice is going to call out Davide.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's
Why not?
Let's find out if he does it, because he's on the floor right now with Laura.
Well, congratulations. I bet you're feeling a little bit more relieved now.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
How did you find that first match?
It was tough, actually. He played good. I think I had some good cards to fight, so and I got lucky on the last hand. So
It was
I'm
pretty.
happy.
It was pretty swingy, wasn't it? It was going back and forth quite a lot. And now Davide Katai is in the building. Is he going to jump in? Is he going to
I
jump in
almost
and
shock
play?
him, but he's a friend also. So I mean, I don't know what to do, but you know, I don't know. He wanted to watch the match. He's here.
Is he just
At
gonna
least he's
watch
here
you?
in the rail supporting the Paris
Okay.
Aviators. So
He's not going to jump in and play.
no, I said I don't think you allowed it, right?
I'm not allowed.
So
It's confirmed.
don't
Not
ask me
allowed.
this question because I
You
would let
must
him play,
watch.
of course. but no, I don't think. I think we have to finish the match now, and thanks for David to coming to rail me, and let's try to win some more points.
All right, 3 points so far. So going for a clean sweep. This would be good for you because it's not been a great start for the season in GPL for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So hoping for it. We'll see if Joao Bauer maybe can take one back though. It's 3 points so far for the Paris Aviators. Let's go back to the game just after this quick break.
Can't get enough of the GPL? Head over to globalpokerleague.com for the most complete and up-to-date standings, schedule, stats, and information on your favorite team, as well as full-length match replays, highlights, and epic hands from all of our matches, and much, much more.
Breathe the air just like a fire, we can't control it. See explosions in the sky. Moving faster than the sun over horizon. Chance it all to feel alive. Bodies moving slow. 'Cause this love is all night. Moving faster than the sun. Explosions in the sky.
welcome back to the GPL Summer Series. We have one game down, 2 to go. First one went to the Paris Aviators and Fabrice Soulier. We just heard from him a moment ago. We won't be hearing from Joao at all during this competition unless he happens to be talking inside the cube. But that does lead me to ask, where is Brazil right now in the Twitch chat? I mean, there's usually a lot of Mo, a lot of Bundao, and we've got nothing happening. Maybe it's some sort of, well, it's Sunday in Brazil. They're kind of a Catholic people.
Agreed, but it's
They
a
could be
little
at church
later
right
on
now.
in the day. Maybe. But Joao is very popular in Brazil, one of the most popular players, actually. So that is surprising. What about our buddy Felipe Ramos? Where is he? And where's Andre Kari?
Yeah, usually those guys all join in. We do have Davide Katai in attendance now. Came out to support his friend who took his spot in today's match. Jay Charlie on Twitch says, come on, Fab Soul. As I said, I don't see anyone. Oh, we finally got a Vamo, but that was from extraterrestrials that are here. And I do not think that he is Brazilian. My friend Sonia got in touch on Twitter to say you need smoke in there when they're in the hot seat. Well, there's already a decent amount of fog in the whole studio. Like whenever I clear out of here, there's always like fog in the rest of the building. The reason you don't see any here is because no air circulation gets through to this part of the room at all. Otherwise, you would see some of that smoke. But yeah, we do have some smoke. And the thing is, with the heat being what it is, I'm not really sure we need to add smoke.
Yeah.
Could very well be a fire starting in there any minute now. You know, the first time I went in the cage, I felt like that monkey at the end of Project X. Did you ever see that? The Matthew Broderick movie when he's like, when he really wants the cigarette?
I'm a big fan of Matthew Broderick.
Trying to tap his way out.
Am I a big fan? Yeah, man.
What do you
Matthew
think?
Broderick's
What do
a
you
cool
think
guy.
is Matthew Broderick's best movie? Inspector Gadget, or
Can I be
Yeah,
honest?
yeah.
That one with Meg Ryan, where she's like,
that was the one I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah. What was it called? Before and After. Here and Now.
Yeah.
Something
I like
like
that.
one of those.
I like that.
You like
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah. I used to be a big fan of Meg Ryan before she did a lot of stuff to her face. And that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Well, you know who's two people that don't need plastic surgery?
Not at all.
Joao Bauer and Fabrice Soulier, and they're ready to get going right now with game number 2 down in the cube. Thor Serenity asks, do Finnish people have a natural advantage in the sauna-ish cube? Do we have any Finns yet? Are there even any in the GPL? I don't think there are any Finns in the GPL.
There are none.
But speaking of Finns, I think the guy who directed this movie, he's from one of those countries. He might be Swedish, though.
The Neon Demon.
Yeah, it's the guy who
Nicola
directed...
Vinding Refn?
Yeah, it's like the guy who directed Drive and Only God Forgives. He's from one... Oh, Addicted to Love, that's what
Addicted
it's
to
called.
Love is
Yeah.
the one I meant. Is that the one you meant?
Yeah, I was gonna say Inspector Gadget or Addicted to Love. That's so funny. But I was trying to pick his 2 worst movies when I said that.
Oh, God. No, I do like Addicted to Love. It's Meg Ryan and a little rebellish Meg Ryan.
She's like that, got the eyeliner in that one, right? And the
Yep.
tank top.
You got it.
Fabrice does have a hand that could cost him a couple of chips if he calls river here. Joao flop trips. Yeah, it looks like. It seemed like Fabrice is ready to act, but now he's thinking about it.
Why do I have a feeling I should call that? Maybe because I shake hand with Davide right now. When a hero call you.
Davide pretty famous for his hero calls.
Yeah, no offense to Fabrice, but Joao was a little disappointed when he found out he was not playing Davide Katai, mentioning that he was one of his favorite players. So
Good fold by Fabrice there, by the way.
Well played though.
in case you did not hear, Davide did finish second to Martin Kozlov yesterday at the WSOP. Congratulations, Davide. Another very close call. 3 bracelets, a WPT and an EPT Berlin title over my buddy Andrew Chen. That was a fantastic final table.
First of all, sick brag that you're friends with Andrew Chen. Second of all, so you're saying both Davide and Fabrice have second place finishes in the last 3 days?
Correct.
Wow. Fabrice 3-betting Queen Jack offsuit.
Joe, at the same time, you were commentating on the EPT Berlin final table between Davide Katai and Andrew Chen. An epic high roller matchup was being played between Elke and Chris Moorman, which was quite fantastic that both were going on at the same time.
Man, has Elke been heads up for anything since?
No.
Yeah, it's been a while for him.
Once he comes into the cube, he'll be heads up.
He will automatically achieve heads up status. That is true. Up and down draw now for Fabrice. Ace high, still the best hand. Fabrice is checked. Seemed like a good time for a semi-bluff for me. Maybe he check raises, but he's not going to get the opportunity. He does river the best hand.
Joe, I just want to confirm that we just received a Skype from Laura Cornelius. She didn't get what we were doing.
Everyone in the chat said the same thing, though. Everyone wants some love for Ferris Bueller, which is fine.
We were
I was
playing.
just trying to avoid the good movies. Somehow, Eric did. Were you doing a gag, or you really Addicted to Love really is your favorite Matthew Broderick movie? Because I feel like
No, it would have to be Ferris Bueller. However, I do find Meg Ryan very fetching and Addicted to Love.
Okay.
That's why I remembered that
Okay,
movie.
all right.
No, because Broderick was absolutely
had
horrendous in
nothing
that
to do with
movie.
Broderick. Do you know my second after Ferris Bueller? Like, it's not even Matthew Broderick, but The Cable Guy. I mean, come on. How good is Cable Guy?
See, that would have been a great pick. I totally forgot that Broderick was in there.
Such an underrated movie.
Agreed. A misunderstood movie.
Yes. So Ace King, the best hand for now, but so many outs again for Fabrice. This time he catches it on the turn and can still improve. Pretty difficult for Joao to improve at this point. John Newcomb says, if it ain't the freshman, then it's the Generations episode of Lou Grant. The Mary Tyler Moore spin-off show. So Joao calls, drawing nearly dead, does not catch on the river. No one improves. Will Fabrice bet again with his 8 or just hope for a check behind? Hoping for a check behind, gets one.
Who's Travolta's wife? Kelly?
Kelly Preston.
She's also in that Addicted to Love movie.
Also fetching.
Yes.
Joao catches a jack.
Shouldn't have laughed at Poker Mindset's coach's last, because that's pretty weak. But Larry the Cable Guy should have been in the Cable Guy. It's pretty bad, Poker Mindset coach, but I did laugh.
You made Eric laugh one more time today than I did. Joao calls, and he will have the best hand if this hand shows down. No more semi-bluffs left to make. Just a 7 high. It's going to be regular bluff or no bluff at all.
Good call.
John Paul the Great says, a comic eventually gets a TV show. What about Stapes? First off, that's insulting. Stapes is not a comic. He's a genius and an artiste.
Okay, now I don't believe you.
Also, Timmy Topdeck saying Larry the Cable Guy should not star in anything. I think he's well casted for those heartburn commercials, right?
These heartburn commercials drive me crazy, actually, because it says Larry the Cable Guy, and then underneath it says actual Prilosec user. How can you be an actual Prilosec user if you're not a real person? Spoiler alert, everybody. That guy's name in real life is Paul. And he's not even from the South.
Is that true?
He's like from Minnesota or something.
Oh, that's pretty genius.
So Larry the Cable Guy is not an actual Prilosec user because he's not an actual person.
Remember when they did those original Kings of Comedy before the South?
Yeah, that's where
Jeff
my
Foxworthy.
nickname came from. That's why Huff started calling me the original king of Harry Italian comedy. It was
Right.
based off of the original Kings of Comedy.
What was the South one? Remember with the Jeff
It
Foxworthy?
was the Blue
and
Collar Comedy Tour.
Bill Sheets, is that his name? Bill, I forget his name. But Ron White
Ron
is there.
White?
Ron White is amazing, but I'm just saying Ron White is on, and then it's Larry the Cable Guy. I don't think I've ever seen the end of that movie.
I think that the character's brilliant. I mean, it works. Don't get me wrong; it's not my kind of humor, but
Yeah.
I got to give the guy credit for coming up with something that works that well. That millions and millions of people. I mean, get her done. You know how much money he's made off that?
Look at these guys. Bill Engvall, that's who it
That's
is.
Yep.
Here's your sign.
So diamonds on diamonds before the flop. Fabrice hit his queen. Joao once again in a position where he started off with a really strong pre-flop hand that just couldn't connect, and he's constantly picking up hands like this on boards where they're going to connect with your opponent quite a bit. And still, just can't manage to catch anything. And Fabrice is trying to get a hero call out of Joao with this pot-sized bet. Just so much stuff got there. I think it hits your opponent's range a ton. Yep, Joao makes the right decision.
See what John Newcomb said? Said he went to school with Bill Engvall and then Jeff Dunham. John Newcomb reminds me of a great 80s exploitation film, Class of Newcomb High. Watch it, kids.
John Newcomb's a true comedy fan. I don't know how he is at the time. 10-eye flop. Ace-9 has missed. Fabrice's 8's looking pretty good. Joao calls again and finally catches something. This is good enough to run down the 8s of Fabrice Soulier. Fabrice picks up a gut shot, though.
I wish I had 9-8.
He does. Still would be behind.
But you could have 7-8. That's the problem. You could have 9-8. You could have any 10. I'll let this one go.
Fabrice makes the right fold.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Good bet.
Thank you.
Every time I misread my position on this one. It's really ridiculous. I thought I was on the button with the big blind. What's happening now?
Joe Class of Newcomb High getting 20% on the tomato meter. I'm not saying it's a classic, I'm saying it's a fun one.
feeling Fabrice is going to take a look at this flop with King 8. He does. Flops top pair. Joao flops second pair. Sorry, I showed this to you backwards. Fabrice doing real well now with top pair and second nut flush draw. Joao correctly gets out of the way.
It's nice to flop some good hands.
Ace versus suited Broadway. Poker Mindset Coach says, if you're going to see Independence Day, pay the extra $10 and see it in IMAX 3D. I could not disagree with you more. I thought that 3D was totally worthless, and there wasn't a single scene that was actually shot in IMAX.
Oh, well, that's an issue, yeah.
Also, the movie was a complete bore, and all of the young actors in it are completely without charisma.
Fabrice Soulier with 18 career victories on tour. Quite impressive. 70 top 10s, 136 results, good for $6 million in winnings. Little rivalry brewing between Fabrice and Anatoly Filatov. Filatov remembering very well that he missed out on his first ever EPT trophy at EPT Vienna in the high roller event where Fabrice finished first and Filatov second. We mentioned earlier that the second place finish on Friday or on Thursday for Fabrice was his second in WSOP events, second at WSOP Europe in the main event, second to Adrian Mateos, who was probably 14 that day. Dominic Nietzsche.
14.
Yeah. Dominic Nietzsche.
Buenos dias, Adrian, and buenos dias, El Flush on the river here. This could get real gross for Fabrice. Nut flush versus the second nut flush. I don't see any way how Fabrice does not bet this.
Looks to be another second place finish in this hand.
That's 9,700. How much will the raise be for? I mean, I guess he doesn't have to raise if he thinks that he can only get called by full houses. And Fabrice is just crazy enough to do it. If he gets raised here, he might just ship it in and rep the full house himself. We do know Joao likes to take his time. Went over 2 minutes on a river decision before. Eventually ended in a fold. There's the raise.
Wow.
Where's Fabrice going?
Oh, well, to check his opponent's cards.
Having some water.
Yeah. Very polite players. They both drink water at the same time, put the water bottle back down at the same time.
Just wants to mimic his opponent's actions so he doesn't give everything away. Plus, he's probably also thirsty. Fabrice makes the call. And that is going to cost him.
Good hand. Thank you.
With blinds at 6 and 1,200 now, Fabrice is down to 20 big blinds.
Lead has vanished. By the way, Joe, the GPI rankings are celebrating their 5th anniversary this summer. In fact, in a week, Fabrice Soulier started the GPI ranked number 3 in the world. Eugene Kachlov and Jason Mercier on top of him.
Joao gives that one up pretty quickly.
Fabrice was never able to hit number 1, however, his countrymate and teammate, Elke.
Just like Creedence Clearwater Revival, never hit number 1.
It's a good band. Mr. Fogarty and friends. I meant to say Mr. Fogarty and friends, and I said a lot of things that weren't.
Yeah, it happens. We all get a little tongue-tied now and again. Probably because there was a bad mood rising.
Wow.
You know how I knew that? From looking out my back door.
Damn, you're good.
Hope you're proud. Fabrice misses everything on the turn. Left, which is 5 high on the river. Joao has trips, and he is betting. Frustration may be settling in here. Setting in? It's probably setting in, not settling in. There's all these really weird. It's
Yeah.
setting. It's setting in. It's not settling in. It's setting in.
The settling sun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
The sun settles?
It's always silly to me when people mess up like little turns of phrase like that, and then I do it. I had a, you know the phrase "that's what she said."
Yeah.
I had a trainer who used to say "that's what she told me" instead.
Oh.
And so I would do like a set exercise. I'd be like, "Ooh, that was hard." And he'd go, "Yeah, that's what she told me."
Was the trainer big enough so you couldn't hit him?
Well, I don't hit anyone.
Right, that's true.
He wasn't very big, no.
No one in this building would hit anyone in the face ever.
Yeah, Queen Jack of Spades gets shoved on by Fabrice's ace-9. Quick call from Joao. Looking good for Fabrice to double up. Oh, not anymore. And this
Hold
looks
on,
like
Fab.
it's the end of game 2. Yes, indeed it is.
You good?
That was faster than last time, and that's what she told me.
Darn trainers. 109 points. Boy, I'm having issues. 109 points as I look at your caller.
I
There
feel
you
like
go.
it's only they only won 3 points for that match.
No.
That game.
When you beat Fabrice Soulier, former world number 3, that counts for 109 points. This is why Rome wants to play Soulier all the time. Yeah, so 109 points. That's 13 points behind the LA Sunset, and they're building a lead here, Joe. 10 points ahead of Britton Kenny's project, the New York Rounders. So, building it up.
The Manhattan Project is now the Bryn Kenny Project, since they're all from New York. You said what the total number of points is right now for the Sao Paulo Metropolitans. We should just re-announce that what you just saw there was Sao Paulo winning the second of 3 games. Both teams tied now at 3 points apiece. Obviously, Fabrice won the first match. Now we've got a win for Sao Paulo here in the second game. Sorry, first game, second game, third game is coming up. 3 more points up for grabs, including who has won this match.
Right.
Because this is something that may come into play later, depending on if there's a tie or something like that. Total match wins is going to be a factor.
That's right. That's the first tiebreaker, yeah. It's actually, to be honest, Joe, it's the only tiebreaker. The only other way would be a heads-up wild card match, a play-in game. So we'll have to see. That would actually be some pretty good TV. The only issue there, Joe, it's going to take a lot of preparation from the managers, as there's only a 7-day break between the final game of the season and getting all your players to San Diego. So that'll be the only issue. Those teams will be, we'll have to play a play-in game, and that's going to get a little complex.
You're talking about the next section of this league, though, not from this. We're not just 7 days from TwitchCon.
No. Between online play,
Okay.
between the end of the actual regular season and the start of the playoffs, there's only a week there. So, it's going to be a lot of pressure on those teams. So, although that might help them out or it might be fun and exciting for the fans and for us, it's going to be a little complicated for those teams to get to San Diego and then probably underperform in the could lead to them underperforming, having to play a first place team. So we'll have to see how that works.
Gotcha. So Fabrice won the first game, lost the second one. Let's see how he's feeling because he's down on the floor with Laura.
Fabrice Soulier now joining me. Well, that one didn't quite go to plan, but did you enjoy the game anyway?
Yeah, I did. He played great.
Yeah.
Played good. I leveled myself on the king high flush, I think, and I thought he could make a move here, but I shouldn't call him.
Are you feeling confident to take down the decider?
I think I have a chance. I will fight.
Good. And you've got Davide here to rail you on.
And now I know I have a free dinner, so he owe me a dinner.
Yeah, he owes all of us dinner, apparently, right?
So I'm happy, yeah.
Is he going to pay for everyone?
I don't know. You have to talk with him, but at least for me, for sure.
Okay, well, these guys are going back into the cube very shortly. It is the decider. It is 3 points so far for the Paris Aviators and 3 points for the Sao Paulo Mets. Who is going to take this down?
Can't get enough of the GPL? Head over to globalpokerleague.com for the most complete and up-to-date standings, schedule, stats, and information on your favorite team, as well as full-length match replays, highlights, and epic hands from all of our matches, and much, much more.
Body's moving slow. 'Cause this love is all night. Moving faster than the sun. Explosions in the sky.
All right, we are ramping up for game number 3 of 3. Things are tied right now. 3 points Sao Paulo, 3 points Paris. I am Joe Stapleton. He is Eric Dennis. We heard Laura ask Fabrice right before he headed back toward the cube that even though he lost that match, did he have fun? He said yes, but my guess is you have more fun when you win.
Yeah, losing is terrible. It sucks, even if you play well. There's no participation medal, as I was trying to get yesterday. You said no. So yeah, of course you want to, it's easier to win. It's easier to play bad and win than play well and lose. I think a coach told me that. But that coach also said to give it 110%, and that's absolutely impossible.
Clear he doesn't know much about math.
No.
Man, sometimes coaches can just say things to you that don't make any sense.
Sadly enough, my coach for most of my youth was my dad, so there you go.
Ooh, that's really tough, too. I used to feel really bad for this one kid. His dad was the coach because I was like, man, you have to live with this guy all the time. Like, I only have to do it for a couple hours a day.
The only
Can only
good
imagine.
thing, I got to call him Mo because I couldn't call him Dad, so I got to call him Mo. It's the only time I ever got to call him Mo.
You didn't have to call him Coach whatever?
No, he liked Mo.
He went by his first name out with a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
No wonder you're
But
so
they wanted to
messed
call
up.
him Mr., and that was sort of weird.
Mr. Mo?
Yeah, that would have been
That
awesome.
is kind of a weird name.
Mr. Mom starring Hulk Hogan.
You know,
No, that's not Mr. Mom. Never go.
Are you talking baseball or hockey, by the way?
That would have been my dad coached me in hockey for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a baseball coach when I was I made the junior varsity baseball team when I was in
Nice.
10th grade, and
Huge
basically,
brag.
well, the coach set me down and said, "Look, I was probably going to cut you, but we don't have enough people on the team as it is, so you can stay on if you want. You probably won't see much playing time."
What did you do?
I stayed on
Of
the
course.
team. And then
Did they at least give you a uniform? Or
I had a uniform, but my role on the team was when the team was like horsing around during practice and not taking it seriously, I was the threat. He'd be like, "All right, you know what? I got a good mind to start Stapleton today. If you guys don't get your together."
The
I got a
kids
good
never
mind to
did it.
start Stapleton. They not
The
only
kids
did
never believe them.
Not only did they never get their together, they actually never started me either. So it was a win-win for everybody. Speaking of starting, though, I believe it is time to start game 3 of 3. Let's do it. Kick it on down to the cube.
What's happening, guys?
There you go, Fab. He's got to get back to the Rio. We're good now. Joe, little housekeeping here. We 3 asking, when is Joe in the cube? You missed him. Signed a 1-hour contract with the London Royals last week. Got destroyed. Not true. Lost to Marc-Andre Ladouceur, who was a good sport and sticking around. And our good friend Extraterrestrial asking me which Hobbit was I in Lord of the Rings. If I was a Hobbit in Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't be here today, yo.
8, right? No. You didn't?
I think you're underestimating how much those extras get paid. Or overestimating, excuse
Right.
me.
You're probably the same guy that, like my coach, that said 110%.
It's kind of a mistake, yeah.
I will tell you right now that a friend told me that Elijah Wood, star of The Lord of the Rings, for all 3 movies, total, how much do you think he got paid?
Yeah, because those things were all filmed, or at least those were a package deal, right? They already knew. God, tell me at least $10 million.
$1 million.
Oh, poor kid. He's not a kid. He's a.
Now, that may or may not be true, but that's what a friend who is basically my friend was friends with Danny Masterson. They used to play poker together,
Right.
actually. And he
That
told
70s
so
show.
Danny Masterson was talking about how much better TV pays when you're on a sitcom.
Joe, you're more of a movie guy than I am, but weren't they already predicting The Lord of the Rings to be pretty much a huge success?
Yes, but
So Peter Jackson just pocketed everything.
well, just think about this, Eric Dennis.
Yes.
Someone comes to you and says, "Hey, do you want $1 million to be in the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, or should we get somebody else?"
No, I'll say yes, of course.
Pretty actiony flop here. Let's bring it over to this Lord of the Ring on the left, who has flopped a potentially damaging hand against Fabrice Soulier, who's 3-bet the flop. Fabrice with the nut flush draw, but he is behind for now. Does Joao try to get it in now? Does he try to pile more chips in the middle while he's likely to have the best hand? I don't think Fabrice is going to have too many draws on this board. Obviously, like the nut flush draw is the most potential one, but sometimes Fabrice may have a better 5. If he did, maybe he wouldn't play it so hard. You know, maybe he would play it a little slower than this, which may lead Joao toward putting in another bet, assuming Fabrice has some sort of draw here. See him tapping over there. 4-bet to 19,190. This is hand 1, everybody. Hand number 1 of the 3rd game. And Fabrice has invested about 13,000 of his chips in this pot already. He is all in. We are going to see an all in here. Fabrice is going to need to catch. And since these guys are dead even in chips, the first hand, this match is going to be over one way or another.
Wow.
Fabrice hits the club on the end, and that's it. Game, set, match.
When we went all in, the worst hand won. Man.
I can hear one man clapping out there, or woman, but I'm assuming it's a man. I'm assuming that's Davide Katai, who is clapping for his teammate and his manager, Fabrice Soulier. That match over in one hand.
Yeah. And Davidi's going to be relieved here. Davide putting his team manager in a tough spot, having to come here and play for a reason that even Davide will have to let us know why. But I mean, that's going to be a tough. It would have been a tough decision had the team lost. But big points here for Paris. I think this is critical, and it's good for Fabrice as well to get back in the win column and pick up some valuable points here. On the flip side, Sao Paulo still very much comfortable in the position they're in now, but if they continue to lose every match in the cube, then things are going to have to change.
Yeah, I mean, 3 points from here on out is probably not going to be enough to keep Sao Paulo in the spot they're in right now. So really nice work there for Fabrice. Interesting first, last, and middle hand that we had. All the same hand, by the way. We saw 2 players who managed to flop so good that they really couldn't get away from it. I think that we did mention that everyone's sort of on their way to the Rio. I feel like that hand doesn't always have to play out as being the only hand of the match, but pretty interesting situation to see it go all in on the flop. And, as Fabrice mentioned, he was slightly behind going into it, but I mean, it was just weird to be like, oh, whoever wins this hand wins the match. They're dead even in chips.
That's my favorite hand of that game, by the way.
Yeah, my favorite too.
Really good.
I'm having a hard time thinking of any others. That's because the hand was only one The match was only one hand. That's what happens sometimes. Let's see what Fabrice has got to say about it, because he's out there with Laura.
Indeed, Fabrice wins the match. 6 points to the Paris Aviators and one hand. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. A little lucky, I have to say, but I mean, I was dreaming he could have maybe king, queen of club or something like that, you know. And then once I put the force bet, I mean, I can't really go back.
And you said, in fact, as you were leaving the cube, every time you've been all in, the worst hand always won.
Yeah, in the 3 matches, right?
Yeah,
in the 3 matches. Yeah. But that's the way it goes.
What did you think of your opponent?
No, he played great. I mean, I just said to David, I think I maybe have to play faster the last match in order to change something, because he might outplay me post flop or something. So that's probably why I played also this hand the way I did, and I wanted you guys to have a nice Sunday afternoon also. You know?
Oh, thanks. I'm
So
going to go for a
let's
massage.
gamble the first hand and let's go back to the Rio to play some more.
Yeah, so what are you heading to the Rio for? What's going on today for you?
I might play the 1500 mixed PLO and no limit hold'em, or 2500. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of them like that.
And congrats on your big score the other day
Thank
as
you.
well.
Thank you.
How was that?
Yeah, and Davide too.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was playing late last night, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Where did he come again?
Second.
Nice.
Yeah, I know it's very bad for him,
So
but
Paris
I mean,
Aviators, Paris Aviators keep coming second.
True. All the French, I mean, David is Belgium, but all the French, we have a wrong streak where we come, the last 10 heads up we had, we came second in the World Series. Can you believe it?
Well, I hope that doesn't mean that the Paris Aviators are going to come second in the GPL.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I was about to say I would sign now, but no, we want the win. You're right.
Well, best of luck going on today, and we hope to see you back in the cube very soon.
Thank
Fabrice
you.
Soulier,
I will.
let's go back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thanks a lot, Fabrice. He said he did that so we could have a nice Sunday. That's wonderful.
He's a great guy.
I will get back down. I'm about to set foot into the Rio for the first time all summer. I already have poker stomach because of it. Eric, what's going on in the league?
Well, I mean, it's a good day for the Paris Aviators. Now it does seem to be a 4-team race. There's a 9-point difference between Moscow and Paris, and then all those teams in the middle, as we see right now. So, yeah, definitely a 4-team race so far. I guess the worst news here is for Berlin and Rome, as they see Paris moving up 6 more points. Now Paris 18 points clear on the playoffs, 20 points ahead of the Rome Emperors. So really tough times for both Berlin and Rome. They get to play Heat 5 as we say, kick off Heat 5 on Tuesday, but for the moment, it's the Hong Kong Stars that are left here, and they do have a chance to move up to first place and maybe get some wiggle room ahead of London and Paris, who are now 3rd and 4th.
And what say you about the Americas Conference?
Yeah, as I mentioned, Sao Paulo, it's a good result, 3 points. It's fine. They're still 10 points ahead of the New York Rounders. More importantly, they're over 20 points ahead of the Las Vegas Moneymakers. Obviously, you'd want to get 6 points at least every time you're in the cube, but that's not going to happen, Joe. So, yeah, 3 good points. Bauer played really well. And again, the issue, again, in this league, just like on the other side, Sao Paulo setting themselves up nicely for a playoff spot. Still a lot of poker to play, but you'd rather be in 3rd with over 100 points than in 5th with 80-some points and just being in trouble.
I didn't really follow that, but I'm going to assume it's correct. What do we got on tap for tomorrow here in the cube?
Yeah, fun one tomorrow. Kitty Quo is out, but Faraz Jaka is in, and Faraz Jaka against Nanonoko, that's going to be a
If you're
fun
really
match.
excited to see Kitty, we're sorry. We apologize.
But hey, if you have to replace Kitty with someone, it is Faraz Jaka, who was supposed to be in the cube earlier this week and was not able to do so. Faraz right now at a final table,
Also
Joe.
at the final table, that's right.
Yeah, Maria Ho, Faraz Jaka, Stephen Chidwick, a former world number 10, all 3 at that final table. Rhys Jones, Philip McAllister, really a great final table. So I suggest that once we're done here in the next few minutes, head on over to WSOP.com because really it's going to be quality.
Can I just head over to the actual WSOP?
You can.
Real life?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And you're going to go hang out with Scott Ball's parents.
I am. I'm going to go hang out with the Balls.
Scott Sr. Did you know that we didn't know this? Scott Ball is Scott Ball II.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Good old Scotty
But now
Jr.
I do, and I'm sure I'll do something fun with it.
Yeah, we're going to destroy him in his next match. Sorry, Scotty Jr.
All right, that's all the time we got for today's episode of the Global Poker League. We are back here tomorrow at the exact same time, 10:45 local time from the Hacienda Business Park and the GPL Arena. I'd like to thank our players today. Thank you, Fabrice Soulier. Thank you, Joao Bauer. For Laura Cornelius and Eric Danis, I am Joe Stapleton. Smell you later.
Can't get enough of the GPL? Head over to globalpokerleague.com for the most complete and up-to-date standings, schedule, stats, and information on your favorite team, as well as full-length match replays, highlights, and epic hands from all of our matches, and much, much more.
Body's moving slow. 'Cause this love is all night. Moving faster than the sun. Exploding to the sky.
The night goes on and on. The night goes on and I used to be so incomplete. I used to fear so many things, but now I'm undeniable, recognizable. I used to think I had to be different. All I had to do was listen to the voice within. Listen to the voice within. Somehow you tore down all of the walls I placed to keep me safe from going insane. So how do you expect me to fall asleep under the things you say?